Guys, we're sitting in a 2020 Nissan Xtrail. We're going to be replacing the factory radio with our new 10.1-inch Android display. Key features of this new unit are Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It also has all of the Android features, so YouTube, Netflix, all of that good stuff. And it also retains the 360 camera. That is a huge downside of trying to change the radio to Alpine or Pioneer unit, because you cannot retain the 360 camera. We're actually working on a module so that you can retain the 360 camera as well as add any aftermarket head unit you want, but that is a video for another day. We already did a video adding Apple CarPlay to the factory screen. That's actually done in this car, but this car has the issue that we were experiencing, which is on a really hot day, sort of like today, the touch will stop working. So we're actually having that kit completely redeveloped, which is why it is not available on the website. If you want to see that video anyway, that's linked in the top right hand corner. So what we're going to do with this one is actually remove that system and replace it with our Android system. And the customer is actually going to let us keep this head unit to do some further testing for that CarPlay interface. If you have any questions regarding any of that stuff, just drop a comment below. So I've just done a touch calibration and seems to be working, but like I said, this touch comes and goes, and that's not what we want. That's why it's not available on the website, and that's why we're going to fix it. But today's video is more just the new interface. So for anyone interested, that is the system that we are going to repair, and that will be available on the website probably in the next month or so. But for now, this is another system that we're going to do. This is a replacement system. This is more for the people that are interested in the Android features as well as wireless CarPlay. So let's get right into it. Okay, so firstly we need to remove the factory radio. To do that, we're going to begin right here. Just pop this panel off with the plastic panel tools. Remove that screw to Phillips head. That'll allow you to remove this air vent. Like so. And then we can remove this panel here, which is all clips. So just from the bottom, there you go. And just slowly work your way underneath. And there you go. That's one of the first sections done, nice and easy. Next up is the air vents. So you can use your plastic panel tool from underneath and try and pry it up just like that. And then from the sides, we're trying to release it from the factory radio here. Okay, once you've released those two there, you can sort of wiggle it out. It's got these locating tabs on it. And then you can remove, you'll either have one or two plugs, just remove them. Then you can pop the start stop button out. So you might need that left on for testing. So what you can do is just pop it out of the way. That way you can still press it. That's going to expose 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. And we're gonna pull the factory radio out. So this is nice and easy. I also need to remove the glove box from the modules that we spoke about earlier. So I'm gonna do that and remove that, and then we'll come back to the next step. Once you've removed your radio, this is basically what it should look like. You'll have your main radio plugs right here. USB, that's for the factory USB port, which is attached to this panel here. GPS antenna, DAB antenna, I believe, and radio antenna. And then that was the climate control power. In the new kit, you'll have a bag of wiring. So this is the main portion of the wiring. So what you do is basically just start plugging stuff in, because it will only fit one way. Okay, so for example, that plugs in there, but it won't plug in here. They only go one way, okay? So, boom, boom. You've got camera input coming off of this module here. So, boom, right here, camera. So that's how your 360 camera is going to continue to work. If any of these don't have a house to go into, so 1, 2, 3, 4, don't worry about them, okay? Just tape them up. So it looks like we've only got the 1 and 2 plugs there. So this is pretty easy. Then you've got your USB ports. So what you can do is plug that into the unit, obviously. One USB, so they both say 3G USB, so they both do the same thing. Some of them will say CarPlay only, then obviously that one will be for your CarPlay. What you want to do is just run one down here, which I'm going to put in the glove box. And the other one, you can retain your factory USB port. So to use the original one down there, all you need to do, this comes in the kit, plug in the retention and plug in into the USB. Boom. So now that's going to work with the factory USB port down there. We're not doing that today, we're going to do something different. So that's a retention part that we can save. This is going to go down here with the glove box as well. Only reason being is because we had the old CarPlay kit in there, we modified this to be a different USB port. So we're going to make that connection down here. but for everyone else, just retain it, your factory one. Okay, then you'll have a couple of extra leftover bits, so AUX input for the unit if you want. Don't really worry about it. Then you've got a bunch of front out left, front out right. Okay, so if you're going to add an amplifier, you've got the outputs there. You've got a subwoofer, you've got video output. There might be a video in. Last thing to mount before we neaten the loom up is a GPS antenna right there. So you can actually get right up there above those vents, double side it down, it won't go anywhere. Okay, and then just leave that cabling right there. And last but not least, the CAN bus interface. I've got two here. So you'll see one will work, one won't. This is the newer one, and that's because this car has a 360 camera. So it's important that you know if you've got 360 camera or not. And then all you need to do with this is plug that in right there. It will only go one way. Boom. Just plugs in just like that. And like I said, a lot of this stuff we're not going to use, so don't worry about it. I can neaten all this up now, make a nice loom out of it so it looks clean. We can mount the unit and start testing. That is literally how fast and easy this installation is. Some of the factory plugs you won't need, so same thing, just tape them up, don't chop them off. Okay, so we're starting to get somewhere with our loom. We've got our power, AM, FM, GPS antenna, camera input, AUX inputs, USB inputs. It's pretty much ready to go. I put a zip tie around the bulk of it. You can chop some of those plugs, not the ones you plugged in, I mean the ones that you didn't use. I try not to, just in case. You never know, you might need, they might pop up another time, you might need them. Yeah, it's better to just have them there in case. Now we can start plugging in our new unit. All of these plugs will only go into one position as well, so don't worry about getting them wrong. So that'll basically sit there like that. And what we'll need to do is get the clips from the original radio just to clip it in. But what I want to do first is just test. Okay, that's a good sign. Good sign again. All right, guys, here we go. So the screen is in, things are looking good. FM works. AM works. Very good. What about our camera? Oh, look at that. 360 camera working. Haven't even had to do any settings yet. This is great. One thing else I wanted to check. Okay, so this is what I mean about these Android systems. Look at all of these apps. It's just insane the things you can do. You can fully customize the screen, all sorts. So let's go to Z-Link. Let's plug in our USB. Okay, there's a sign there, so I'll need to fix that. I'll need to get that activated. Okay, now that we can see everything is working, what I'll do is we'll look at just getting the car back together, and then we can go through and I can show you a better test on this system. I'll go and get the clips off of the factory radio. So as you see, it doesn't use the original mounting hardware with screws. It's just going to clip in, and then it will be held in by the other panels as well. So I'll go get those clips. Okay, so I grabbed the clips from the original radio, and all we need to do is squeeze them so they're a bit tight. So you're only using 4 of the original 6 clips. Okay, once you got those clips on, just go ahead, give it a good press. Next up, the start button, just line that up. It's got a few clips on it. Just like that, nice and easy. And you can see it lines up really nicely here with the new unit. And then the air conditioning, don't forget to plug it in. All you need to do with the aircon there is just press on that till it lines up nicely with the new screen. So we've got a nice line across here where they've clipped in. And then this panel that goes right here, set that on. Like I said, it doesn't use the screws, the factory screws, so don't worry about it. And then you can go ahead and put that air vent back in and screw it back up just the same way that we removed it. Wow, look at that. That has come up really, really nicely. I'm really happy with that. All right, guys, here it is. This is the new radio. As you can see, it is touchscreen. You've got steering wheel controls all working. AM and FM, so there's a little radio up right here. So that'll bring up AM or FM, and you can go ahead, set the stations. Time and date is set. We've got the internet connected, so basically if you ever want to use internet features, all you want to do is go apps, and then YouTube, for example, and it'll bring you right in and you can use YouTube. So that's loading right now with internet. The way to connect internet is you want to go settings, network and internet. Very easy. Connect to a hotspot or a Wi-Fi source. That can be whatever you want. So for example, right now it's my phone. So I've got my hotspot on and we've just connected to it there. That'll give the device internet. From there, obviously YouTube will work. You can go ahead, go to Play Store, sign in, and then download any other apps that you might want to use. Yeah, internet features are crazy. There's a whole bunch of things you can do. Secondly, you want to go to Bluetooth and pair your phone. So you go down to settings, okay, find CarKit K, put in the PIN number and connect. That way your phone calls will work. When you take a call, make a call, that will all work. And I just press the phone button on the steering wheel to bring that up, so just to show you that the phone button does also work. Video and music works via hard drive, so this thing does have a hard drive in it. So it's running Android 10, it's got a 64GB hard drive and 4GB of RAM, which basically means that this thing is very fast. As you can see, there's no lag. It does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto built in through Z-Link. We need to get this activated. So you can see here it's got a hardware issue because it's not activated. So I'll need to go ahead and get that activated. If I can do that now, I'll show you guys how it works. Okay, so we've gone through radio, Bluetooth, apps. These will be stored on the hard drive, and you can use the USB in the glove box or the factory USB. Going to reverse, that will bring up the original camera system. Okay, so you don't actually lose any features. You can see my toolboxes right there, and that's the OEM camera. Yeah guys, that's pretty much the system done. If I can get Z-Link working in the next 10 minutes or so, I will show you the video. Otherwise, you just have to take my word for it. When Z-Link is on, basically all you need to do is go ahead and connect your phone. Okay, it'll begin to charge, and then Z-Link will open up and it will connect to your phone, and you'll have Apple CarPlay. If you have any more questions regarding that, just drop them in the comments below. I've got to do a software update on it, that's why, and we've got to activate the license. There it is guys, that is the system completely done. If you have any questions regarding the installation or the screen, just drop them in the comments below. You can pick up this exact screen on the website, www.shoptfb.com. All the screens that we send out to you guys will already be activated with CarPlay, and they'll be set up ready to go. This was a sort of kind of a testing process. Like you saw at the beginning of the video, we removed the integrated CarPlay system from this car to put in a unit that we're testing, which is this unit here. Very happy with it. This unit does not have it activated, which is what we're going to go ahead and do now. However, every unit that is sent out will have CarPlay ready to go, activated. You won't have to do anything. The system will be up to date. And yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.